You know, what do they call it? An S list. I almost said the word, but I'm not going to say the word. You know what list I'm talking about. ABC is on President Trump's S list. Watch.
Administration and the IRS. Why are you suing?
Who are you with?
I'm with ABC News.
You're a loud person. Very loud. Let somebody else have a chance.
Can you answer the question? Why are you suing IRS?
ABC fake news.
You're suing.
Go ahead. I didn't call on you. Go ahead, please. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Do you think the upcoming
ABC, by the way, is truly one of the worst.
I love it. I am the president. Nobody talks to the president like that. ABC is truly one of the worst, and she's constantly loud like that. We ought to, you know what, we ought to sick like Benny Harmony on her and do an ambush interview at the White House. Do they do that? Like the RAV correspondent go after the mainstream media, just do some ambush interviews? I'd love to see it. I'll ask.
If your TV sounds funny in the evening, you're watching live from Studio 6B on Real America's Voice.
Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Friday night. Welcome to the program. Dish Network Channel 219, Pluto TV Channel 240, 1175 on Samsung TV Plus, Roku TV, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and of course Select TV Channel 106. Remember to like and share, and join us in all of the socials, right, Paul?
Yes, indeed.
Like Rumble, like YouTube, like Facebook. Vinny's always on Facebook, having fights and dragouts and smacking people around. Twitter, X, Kick, Getter, Instagram, LFS6B show on Instagram. So make sure you take care of that, and Twitch as well. So welcome to a Friday night, Pizza Friday night. Paul didn't partake because I don't know
obesity.
Why. What?
Because of obesity.
You're not obese, dude.
I'm obese.
It's, you know what? And it's still January. You have plenty of time. You have plenty of time to get down to your
fighting weight.
Yeah, your fighting weight. Your beach body.
Yeah. So, got to one. Did it last year.
Yeah.
Super fat. Then by June, I got to exactly where I wanted to be. And then I quit everything. Started eating pizza every day again.
Awesome.
Yeah, proud of myself.
So it's a Pizza Friday night, as you can tell. Damon is off tonight. Slick is off tonight. He's off doing some, and I totally forgot he was off, and he told us last night. He's doing his Prince Purple Experience, whatever, show.
Yep.
Where supposedly, and he says this all the time, and I was thinking about this today. I'm like, why doesn't he ever record? Because he says they pull me up all the time and I sing. Well, then send us 30 seconds of video. Let's see you doing your stuff, right, Paul?
No comment.
I've seen the videos.
I'd love to see that.
Me too.
Love to
right,
see
Ben?
that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Slick doing Prince?
Yeah.
I love it.
I've seen it. There's plenty of videos of
I've
him
seen
doing
the
it.
video of it.
Have you seen video of him actually singing and dancing?
Yes, on stage.
No,
I saw him in one of the Coliseum in 1983. Him and his wife got on stage at Prince's actual concert, and it was pretty funny.
You didn't see that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I saw the video. He showed it to me. It was funny.
Oh, he showed you the video.
Yeah, so he got on the stage at the Nassau Coliseum, I believe, in '83. It was he was with Prince, and I think he tried to kiss him.
Oh, there you go.
Why am I not surprised? Anyhow, so it's a Friday night. Let's go around the room. West Palm Vin is in the house once again. No shades tonight, huh, Vin?
No shit. Oh, hang on 1 second. No, not the Grey Poupon, just regular mustard. Thank you. Yeah, it's very, 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 classy here in West Palm. I want you to know the food services here at the commissary at the West Palm Studios. Amazing. Yesterday we had the, I believe, lobster salad and chicken tartare, which was wonderful. Everybody enjoyed that very much. Yeah.
With a side of trichinosis.
Did you run into any fans of the show who didn't recognize you again? Because that was my favorite story from yesterday.
Every day I run into people who don't recognize me. It's quite an amazing feat. You're walking right outside the studio, and they're like, "Hey, how you doing? You got 20 cents I can borrow? I want to get some Marlboros." That's what I hear when I walk outside the studio. Yeah, but no, none of that happened.
All right.
None of that. But that thing yesterday was classic. I mean, that was a beautiful moment with that woman. Thank you.
That and you riding your bicycle into the Mar-a-Lago parking lot is another one. That's a good one. Paul is here.
All I heard was freeze.
Paul Nolan is here, of course, on a Friday. Paul, how are you?
I'm good. I don't have my chicken tartare. We sunbake it. We just leave it on the hood of a car and we let it sit for like 8 hours with the sun hitting it, and then it's good and ready. But not like Vin. He's a real man. He has it tartare.
Right.
So,
he has a tartare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had another
Lightly
good
chilled.
day today. Today was a very relaxing day for me. I got my work done. I didn't have to get my hands dirty. I told you do this, you do that, and got to spend some time following some really interesting news today, boy.
Dude,
the corruption in the elections, which is what do we talk about? The biggest things we really wanted was Epstein.
Yep.
Fair elections.
Yep.
Right. For the most part, we want to clean that up and some justice for deep state scum, and it looks like we're might be getting some. We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm hearing it.
Yeah, and you bring up, what is going to be my top story of the day has to be the Jeffrey Epstein dump, as the Department of Justice published 3.5 million pages in compliance with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. That happened today as the Department of Justice made that announcement. They also made sure they published not only pages of documents, but also videos and pictures and just a whole lot of stuff that we've been waiting on. And there's a couple things that jump out. We'll talk about that as well, but let's get to what we saw this morning when that presentation started. Here is cut number 5. Here's Deputy AG Todd Blanche announcing the release of these 3 million plus pages of Epstein files. Cut 5. Check this out.
Today we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images.
Yeah, so there he is announcing that. Those files were collected from 5 primary sources, according to the article here, from Florida to New York. The 2 cases against Epstein, the New York case against Maxwell, the New York case is investigating Epstein's death, the Florida case investigating a former butler of Epstein, multiple FBI investigations, the Office of Inspector General investigation into Epstein's death. And here is what else the Deputy AG had to say when he talked about all the people that have been arrested and saved due to these efforts. Cut number 6. Check this part out.
Every single day of the year, the Department of Justice investigates and prosecutes those who abuse and traffic young women and children. Just last year, the FBI located over 2,700 victims of child exploitation. The Department of Justice found and terminated 3.8 million dark web pedophile accounts. In August, we charged 11 defendants for extensive sex trafficking in Los Angeles of illegal immigrants and underage women. Last month, we charged 5 men who were engaged in a sadistic sextortion network of deranged young men abusing women. Over the past several months, last summer and into the fall, we executed Operation Restore Justice, rescuing 205 child victims and arresting 293 offenders.
Yeah, so they made a bunch of arrests. Love the fact that they're saving kids, they're finding them, they're getting them out of harm's way. But the one thing he didn't mention there, boys, is any arrests that from all these people that went to Epstein's Island. I still don't understand. Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah.
They're protected. Secret deals, 25 secret deals, according to Ghislaine Maxwell, where all the big names are still being protected, right,
Yeah,
Paul?
look no further than Goldman Sachs executives down in the U.S. Virgin Islands. They were busted red-handed with all kinds of money laundering through the Epstein network. We know that Epstein was a world-class money launderer. We know that every single thing from Operation Sycamore to Fast and Furious to the Iran-Contra deal, he was part of the money laundering. Think about what we know. Imagine what we don't know, all the clandestine operations that his money laundering has. So the people involved in this thing are so high up the food chain. And remember, but until Trump came into office, no president had any discernible power over the U.S. government. It was all run by the CIA and all of its little subsets like USAID and the National Endowment for Democracy. It's something we'll be getting into later in the show. It's pretty frightening when you think about Trump's real main enemy. It's not just the moron Democrats on the ground. I mean, that's just a distraction and just a toothache or a stone in his shoe, if you will. He's really going against these intelligence agencies that want to control and run the world. They want to have full control of the military, of big pharma. They want full control of every corporate structure to keep their machine running while they all get rich. And puppets like the Obamas, puppets like McCain and Kerry, the Clintons and Lindsey Graham, right, left, the march of tyranny. There's no discernible difference between Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. It's all the same nonsense, and they're all using us, the working men, as the sucker. So, Vin?
Yeah, I've got a few thoughts on this. Number one, I love the deputy DOJ. This guy is awesome. He speaks straight. He gets right to the point. Mm-hmm. Two, there's a dark web. Everybody needs to understand that there's a real dark web out there. There's manipulation of our youth through these algorithms and all that stuff that you've talked about in the past, Paul. And then there's this dark web that sucks them into really vile things. And he addressed that here as something they're going after. Third point is, how many kids has this administration saved? Like, how many kids did the Biden administration put in peril? And this administration's come in and saved so many kids. They have just done an amazing job. I don't think they get nearly enough credit for it because they're saving children. And it's amazing. And then the last point I have on this whole thing is, and Delgado, you mentioned this, and I've been thinking about this hard because 20 some odd people got sweetheart deals with the DOJ. What DOJ? Who did it? Was it Biden's DOJ that made those deals? Hence, those 25 people are all Democrats or protected Democrat folks that they're protecting and that they covered up and they made a deal. Look, I want to know that. Because that I think uncovers a lot. All this release of documents, just it's nice. Just a release of documents insinuating a lot of things. But when they're cutting deals, I want to know what they are. Right. And that's it. I don't care if they're Republican or Democrat.
And we want to know who they are.
Care less, Republican or Democrat. I don't care. Protect the children. Uncover the deep state of corruption and that runs these unelected officials, Delgado, who are ruining our lives. They're just destroying this great country because they make it impossible for like each state to operate on its own. They're constantly manipulated, and they're constantly into other governments' affairs and creating more havoc worldwide.
Yeah, and you talk about the 25 side deals, special deals. We already know some of the names because they've been released. There's a reason why Bill and Hillary Clinton aren't in jail yet. There's probably a side deal there.
Oh,
right?
Great point.
There's probably a reason why the name of John Roberts appears on the Epstein stuff, but nobody seems to want to talk about this name. Because it seems to be the same name of a Supreme Court justice. Is that who they're actually talking about? We don't know. Why don't they show us? Because then we can take it away and say, hey, you know what? It wasn't the Supreme Court justice. He's in the clear. It's this guy named John Roberts. Yeah. Or is it him?
And if it's him, too bad. Hiding. You're out. I don't care. Right. I am not on Team Red or Team Blue. I'm on Team USA, Team me, you, and the other regular dude fighting the good fight.
Yeah. And as far as another big name, and we'll get into him next, one of Aaron's favorites, Bill Gates. He's all over this as well, and there's some great emails that come out that really just hammer this pathetic pathetic scumbag of a human. We'll talk about that next. We'll take a quick break. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, more on the Epstein dump and release. We'll talk about the Bill Gates angle. We'll talk about, Paul's got some news. Vin's got some stuff. We'll also cover some sports, some light sports in the absence of Slick Rick. All we need is for you guys to hang with us on a Friday night. We'll see you in the chats live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. Stay there.
Stop, they rebranded. This is the article I wrote. I want to see if I can say it properly.
Sure. Chat live in the chat.
Let's say hi to the chat.
Let's jump over, shall we?
Yes. Greta Garbo's out there, by the way. She told me, she messaged me today and said, I love Greta. She's awesome.
She's fantastic.
But she's a real farmer. She's out there in like 0 degrees, winds and ice, still farming. I don't know how she does it. She's unbelievable. But she wants to know why Don Lemon was released. I think he was released because he has to show up in Minnesota, right?
I have no idea. We'll get into that later. Definitely. Drake 99, Small Town Barbie, Ordinary Passenger, JBSX. Who else is in the Rumble? The Rumble rant.
Is Don't Laugh at McGroin in there?
Milan 43.
Funny.
Jerry Hatcher, Koozie. John D 6307. And there he is, Paul. Don't laugh at McGroin. RD Bull. Dig G13. I've never seen Dig G13 before. Kitty 92 wants attention. By the way, I
think I beat the
Sergeant
Abe, and they should be allowed onto the Rumble chat because that's where the private
Rico
Over Soon is in there. Bill Wright 1776 and Abe Apple Crown.
Oh, here we go.
Mike V. Charlie 3277.
How you doing over there? His jersey girl was Mike Jersey.
How you doing, Mike V?
Let's jump over to the Twix chat.
All right, when you're ready.
The Twixers.
We got Lynn.
What chat are you
Brian
on?
Belfour and Les Bull Durham. We got Lori Lee. Honk. What's going on? Marina Miller. How you doing?
Eileen Phillips over in the Twix.
What's up, Cats B? Casual. What's going on? Gary S.
Tumbleweed Farmer.
We got Roadkill. Bill Moore.
417 Raiders. Manny C. Nancy Burns.
Yeah, we got Bill Maher in the chat. He's being really mean to everyone.
Bill Maher's in the chat. Wow.
Dave Scab 53 just reposted the stream. Thank you, Dave Scab.
Trina B6.
So did Steve Huppy F. Reposted this. So like and share. They're liking and sharing the show.
Thank you.
Very nice. Mary Lynn, thank you for saying hello.
Leo Kling.
Ali Lynn, keeping us safe.
All right, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Friday night. Vinny's in West Palm Beach. He's got some news. We'll go to him in just a little bit. Paul Nolan's got some news. We'll go to him in just a little bit, but I did want to finish up on this Epstein stuff. Again, the big dump that happened today, announced by Deputy AG Todd Blanche. The one name, again, that seems to pop up, and everybody knows who this is. He's talked about it to, reporters on different Sunday shows and news shows. It's the name of one Bill Gates. According to this from the Daily Mail, you're going to love this one, Vin. Jeffrey Epstein says Bill Gates caught sexually transmitted disease from Russian girls. Yeah. Then he suggested secretly slipping his wife, Melinda, antibiotics because I guess he gave it to her.
Oh my God, that's
whoops.
What a
she left him.
Yeah,
she
did.
left him over this. She's like, this guy is a dirtbag. You're hanging out with him. You continue to hang out with him. I'm out of here. I mean, she was pretty adamant about that.
Right.
She left him. He is a dirtbag. What you just read is as sleazy as it gets, man.
But
That
you know what's
is
crazy
as low,
about that?
That's as low as it gets.
Yeah. Well, you know what's crazy about that is that it was a big story that she's like, oh, his relationship with Epstein. Now I think we know why. It's because he gave her something. That's probably why.
Is anybody shocked that Bill Gates gave an illegal, like an unknown medication to somebody? I mean, this guy has been, the head of the eugenics program. Who should be shocked he gave his wife a drug that she didn't know what she was taking?
Yeah. I guess he
Why does he get any street cred?
I think he tried to slip it to her when she was sleeping or something like that. It's just a crazy story.
Crazy.
But that's,
But why do people give Bill Gates such street cred? Like, what he invented software or had a software platform. He made a lot of money in that. It does not mean this guy is smart. Doesn't mean this guy is wise. Doesn't mean he's someone we should trust. He just created something pretty powerful, by the way. It's been a great platform. But why does he get so much respect of being this brilliant guy? He's not. He made a ton of money, and he's a sleazebag.
And there's a lot of evidence he stole.
Forget about this guy.
Right. A lot of evidence he stole everything about
Stole it
software.
from Xerox.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of evidence that he's just a bad guy.
Well, anyhow, according to this, again, from the Daily Mail, the late pedophile financier made the astonishing claims about the Microsoft billionaire in emails he sent to himself on July 18, 2013. So this was before there was a lot of heat, just before he got arrested in 2019. The shocking emails appear to be drafts of a letter intended to be sent by Gates' then top advisor, Boris Nikolic, around his resignation from Microsoft. The billionaire's charitable foundation appearing to write from the point of view. He wrote, I've been caught up in several marital disputes between Melinda and Bill. In my role as his right-hand man, I've been asked and wrongly acquiesced into participating in things that range from morally inappropriate to ethically unsound, and have been repeatedly asked to do things to get near and potentially over the line into the illegal stuff. From helping Bill to get drugs in order to deal with the consequences of sex with Russian girls to facilitating illicit trust with married women to being asked to provide Adderall for bridge tournament. Who needs Adderall to play bridge? Is bridge that hard to play? Oh, my goodness. As I am a medical doctor but have no prescriptions or writing abilities. So the shocking claims, of course, about the Microsoft founder, again, being released in that dump of, pages and 3 million plus pages. 3 million plus pages of documents released this morning from the DOJ. Just amazing, and I guess it speaks to, when you see somebody like Bill Gates procuring a doctor to do all this stuff, even potentially illegal stuff. God. Then you look at some of the other people that got their, side deals, and you can imagine what kind of went down with them, right?
Look, these are the worst of the worst, and this network was never supposed to be exposed. Why do you think they tried to rig the 2016 election? No one ever talks about that. In 2016, the 5 major swing state big cities were all pummeled with fake votes in 2016, and that's why Hillary kept talking about most votes in, the popular win, right, and the electoral college is a joke, and that's what she clung to. And then in 2020, we know exactly what happened. Anybody with an IQ above 82 knew that thing was rigged. We saw flotillas and car convoys for miles and miles and miles, and rallies and excitement, and we never saw the most down ballot changes we've ever seen, in an election. His slaughtering of the bellwether counties, all of it, we know what happened, and we got gaslighted to death. And then here and now, another too big to rig. They never thought they would lose control of the whole narrative. And, and now here we are watching, all this come out, and hopefully somebody goes to jail. Let's just hope, like Vin, that we were talking about earlier in the year, like, when does your patience run out, right? Maybe this network of cases are so intertwined, and that's what we could hope for. That there's so many cases running at the same time that there's no way they could just drop a bomb on one and wreck 4 or 5 other cases. Maybe that's what's going on. I'm going to remain hopeful, but if I have hope in one hand, then never mind. Go ahead, Vin.
Well, I'm with you on that because I firmly believe the following: what's going on with the DOJ, and I really, as I mentioned, I love this deputy DOJ as well. I think this guy's deep into it. But Trump gets elected. He forms his cabinet. We're in January, February, March. People get confirmed, and they start investigating all of this stuff, right? These, to prove a crime, with most investigations, sometimes takes a couple of years. I mean, people who are doing some of the dirty deeds that these people have, it takes a couple of years to find this information. Now, this is the government, so hopefully we're getting some access inside where a lot of this dirty stuff is. But I believe they are investigating almost all of this that we've been infuriated over, and that they're building cases. And the last thing they want is to have a case come out and have it be weak or not be able to move it forward. So the ones that they have the real goods on these guys, they're going to go forward with, and the ones that they don't, they're not. But I don't think they're sitting back. The last point I'll make on this is I think the deep state's so deep, so stinky, so wretched that they're just, they're hiding stuff. They're trying to find things, and they get misplaced. It's a real shell game going on behind the scenes. Look at the FBI. They found a room to destroy documents. They happened to stumble in this room, by the way.
Right.
I mean, think about that. If they don't find that room, they don't know that information exists, right? I think that's going on everywhere. Yeah. So I'm cutting them slack because I think this is the year we're going to start seeing a lot of this unfold, because it's been, it'll be at that point 8-9 months of their ability to look into this stuff.
All right. Well, you know what? We can just, cross our fingers and hope we start to see some of these people being held to account. We were talking about Bill Gates. Let's remind you what he had to say about Epstein, his buddy Jeffrey Epstein. Cut number 7. Here he is. Just a quick reminder, cut 7. Check this out.
Well, and I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for
don't get caught.
Anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so. In general, you always have to be careful
that you don't end up dead. Yeah, that's basically that's basically him thanking the Lord that this guy died.
He killed himself.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, he killed himself.
Yeah,
he might have.
Okay,
yeah.
All right, I believe it.
He might be. He might be dead.
The cameras went off.
Is he dead? Was he dead?
Coincidentally,
confirm that.
You know what? For all we know, he's in witness protection on an island somewhere, holding his kill switch, saying, "Don't keep all my tight friends clean, otherwise I'm going to wreck your tight friends." Who knows what's going on?
No one wanted him alive.
Yeah, going by the name of Murray Finkelstein or something. All right, I like Murray. I think Murray's a good name. Murray.
Yeah, Murray's a good name.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, Vin and Paul got some news we'll dive into. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Friday night. Stay there.
I was just saying to Delgado off the air, in a normal world, Melania Trump would be so adored and loved if we weren't in the most mind-effing, manipulated world of hatred and lies. She would be adored.
If Trump was part of the crowd, part of the group,
if he sold us out to globalism,
she would be on top. She would be on every magazine cover,
without a doubt.
We're gonna cover this after the break, man. I got a lot to say about that and a video.
Did you produce the Melania movie?
As a matter of fact, I'm president of that association. Yeah,
maybe.
I don't want to be part of the association that would let me be a member.
Yeah, good copy and paste.
Oh man. Did they pass that SAVE Act? I'm seeing all kinds of conflicting information.
Oh, man, it's cold in here. It's almost like being outside.
CBS Live, there it is.
Yeah, the AC is really cold.
You should have felt it when I got here this morning.
Would you say it was in the 40s in here?
It could have been, yeah.
Well, at least it's good for the equipment.
I'm not sure the thermostat goes lower than 60, but that's what it said.
The AC is really cold in here, Paul, just so you know.
You son of a bitch. Oh, yeah, you oughta.
Want to say hi to all my friends at Facebook out there. I see so many people. They love all you guys. They love all of us, man. Hey, Cheryl Castellano saying hi to Paul. Yep.
Hey, Cheryl.
She agrees with you, Paul. She's saying hello.
Is Tanita Samuel in that chat?
I'm going to come.
Oh, yeah. I love Tanita. You know, Tanita's been with us since 2015.
She's the first person she's the first person who ever sent me a DM encouraging when I was new to the show, and then she sent us cologne, and I keep buying the same one she sent. It was great. So every time
She's awesome.
I spritz myself, I think of that beautiful lady who was so kind.
Well, you're spritzing yourself.
Little high karate.
Now do you spray it in the air and then walk through it like that?
Of course.
Of course. I'm just checking.
I did. I put it on my wrist.
You did a little.
Sometimes I don't.
Saying hi to Debbie Allen.
You ever go the
Bob Leisure?
Burn,
burn, you sailor. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Friday night. Vinny's in West Palm Beach, sun in his buns. Paul and I are up here in frosty New York. I think this is the coldest snap we've had in 8 years where it's been this cold for this extended period of time. It's
been a while.
So, Vin, you're very lucky that you're not here. Because I'm sure you'd be hard pressed to decompress with all the cold weather that you'd be having to deal with. Real quick before we jump over to Paul, just breaking news right at the start of the show: the Senate passes federal funding compromise. Democrats score a victory in DHS revolt. How does this even happen? Senate Republicans and Democrats cut through the partisan rancor, which means they got together to screw us over, and sent a retooled government spending package to the House Friday evening after President Donald Trump struck a deal to satiate the Democrats' demands. Why would he do that? I don't know. But it turns out nothing can be done with this. It's got to go back to the House on Monday. So basically, we're in a government shutdown all weekend. That's pretty much the breaking news.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
There's something to unpack there, though. You know, people are going to be like, Trump caved, Trump did this, Trump did that. First off, we have funding for ICE and all that stuff. It's already in there. They were looking for more money to staff up even further. But Trump's trying to move this economy. Because the midterms are coming, we need the economy to really be kicking, and the Democrats will do anything to halt that, hence shut the government down. So he made a deal with that in mind, and I think I believe he did the right thing, because we don't want another shutdown, and we already have funding for him. So if we can't get that extra money, I'd rather make that compromise and not have the government shut down and screw my economy over like they tried to do last time.
Right. Senator Lindsey Graham, of course, one of Paul's favorites, was enraged over the House's decision to include a repeal of a provision that would allow senators like himself to sue for up to $500,000 if their phone records have been subpoenaed by former counsel Jack Smith as part of the Arctic Frost probe. Speaker Johnson... actually, Graham said to Speaker Johnson, "You jammed me up. I won't forget this." All right, great. You know why? Because it's costing him money. He can sue for $500,000, not for the total part of it, for every single time they looked at his stuff. That adds up. If they look at it 10 times, that's $5 million. So the fact that they're trying to get rid of that, Lindsey Graham's got his panties in a bunch because he thought it was going to be a nice payday.
Let's not veer off on Lindy Graham.
All right. I'm going to ruin Paul's night. Sorry about that.
I just can't stand it.
Let's go over to Paul Nolan. Paul Nolan's got a bunch of stuff he's been looking at because, as Aaron likes to say, there is so much going on. What do you got, Paul?
Well, I don't know if you guys saw this, but the picture of Alex Preddy that's being circulated has been altered by AI in an effort to make him a prettier poster boy.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
So, like, you can see his frame is more pumped up on one side. They changed virtually every portion of his face. They changed the angle of his jawline.
Yep.
They changed the crook in his nose. They shortened his head to give him more symmetry. They darkened his beard and they lightened they tanned his skin.
Yep.
Everything about this was in an effort to make him a more viral poster boy for the oppressive tyrannical Trump regime.
In other words, you're saying he was a little too ugly the way he was.
Yeah.
They needed to kind of guss him up, do a little makeover. I think they also added veneers to his teeth, right?
That's right. They added veneers to his teeth because ugly people doesn't really matter when they die, according to CNN, who did this job. They only like it when pretty people die. It's better for business. So it drums up a little bit more, it gins up a little more hate and brings more morons to Minnesota. But and then, you know, it even went on a little further. There was another photo that went viral that was done, some say it might have been CNN as well. I have no proof of that. But it showed an agent holding a gun to the back of Preddy's head, execution style, while he tried to push himself off the concrete. And Dick Durbin displayed that full-blown picture, which he believed that it was real, on the Senate floor. So again, this is the wrap-up smear. They pump it out there. Morons don't check it out. So just more fake news, more disinformation, more manipulation, and I just figured I'd share it out there. So when the morons tell you they executed that poor guy, that son of a bitch got what he had deserved, with all due respect.
Yeah, the picture enhancement is just insane. It's like, you remember when they did that to OJ? Time Magazine did it to OJ. They really, for lack of a better term, blackened him up. Changed the tone, made him look. You know, they made him look very scary for their cover because they needed to sell
black versus white.
Yeah, they had to sell that narrative. And Paul makes a good point. I don't know how you feel about this, Vin, but, you know, Paul, you do make a good point about pretty people versus ugly people. No, I'm serious.
I know.
Because it's the media, right?
I know.
It's true. It's true. We're in a visual...
Right? First off, if it bleeds, it leads. So if it's something that's if it's a sexy type of murder, oh my goodness, we got to jump on this. Yeah. I mean, when was the first time we saw something like this? Was it the OJ? Was it the OJ case?
It's been going on forever.
Because I remember when I first noticed it with Lacey Peterson. Remember that poor girl?
Yeah, of course.
And she looked like the girl next door. The pictures they always showed, she was pregnant and smiling. I'm like, wow. And looking back on it, you know, of course, you feel horrible because of what happened to this poor woman. But you kind of put that up against some of the other people that were horrifically murdered, and they didn't look anything like her. They didn't get the press coverage she got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, whatever.
And that's the only reason I'm bringing it up, because what you brought up about, you know, pretty versus ugly people getting killed.
Yeah. It's true, though. I mean, this is what, if it leads, it bleeds, right? And if it's, you know, and if it's hot people doing crazy stuff, like, look at the Menendez brothers, you know what I mean? Yeah. They were supposedly handsome. Or look at Luigi Mangione, or, you know, he looked like a movie star. So it just gives better ratings. So.
Finn, I was listening I forgot what I was listening to on the way, and so glad you mentioned this, Paul, because it jogged my memory. The Luigi Mangione women are out of their freaking minds. There's one I heard interviewed. She's married to Luigi's AI. Uh-huh. They've planned their future. They're going on vacation soon. These people are nuts.
Yeah.
You probably run into those type of people all the time, Vin.
Yeah, you want to see symptoms of where our youth has been manipulated because of, you know, social media and all these other sort of shallow things. There's not, you know, super depth to how they kind of have consumed content, that's a perfect example. But remember, news is a business now. CNN, Fox, all these news, organizations, it's a business. They're not required as much to give you the news. They want to give you entertainment. So they're going to change these pictures and spice them up and do all this stuff. If they were real journalists, like we are here, like we walk the walk here at Real America's Voice. We talk the talk and we walk the walk. You see these other networks, they're trying to paint this guy to look like, a really good-looking, buff guy. He was just a nurse, all that stuff. And by the way, don't pay attention to that video when he kicks out the taillight. That's not real. Don't pay attention to that video when he was throwing the F-bomb out to the ICE agents, telling them to hit me. Yeah, spitting on them, hit me, go ahead. Just egging them on. I mean, I give credit to these guys. They have had a good amount of patience with these crazy maniacs. Did you see Ben Bergquam today? He was on War Room with Bannon, and he's trying to do an interview and talk. And not even an interview. He's just trying to do like I'm on Minnesota right now, in Minneapolis, talking. They surrounded him. They had the whistles going. He couldn't even do it. They were standing in front of the camera, putting their hands in front of it, just like children. Just because he was broadcasting from there, literally giving Bannon an update from Minnesota. Crazy. They're freaking nuts.
Like petulant children.
Yeah.
Right?
That's exactly we have a generation of children who were never disciplined, and this is what they look like in their grown-up adult version of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them, for sure.
Anyhow, anything else, Paul, you got?
No, I think Vin was going to do Melania here because I was very, Vin, you were doing Melania, right? What do you got on her?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've talked about Melania in the past because I think what we were touching on during the social media break is exactly what I wanted to touch on because she gets such a bad rap. This is such a wonderful, smart, passionate woman and a great mother that she deserves so many accolades. But because of she's married to Donald Trump and they all hate him as president, they just bury her. She's gorgeous. She's not on any magazine covers. She's articulate. No one talks to her. She knows all these languages. She's an immigrant that came here legally and married a guy, has a family. Her son is her world. She is unbelievably so talented and gifted in so many ways. As a first lady, I mean, she just is so dissed. So I was really happy that they have this movie coming out about her, Melania, to give you a little inside look. And we have a trailer. Erin, can we run that trailer? I think it's clip B1.
Here we go again.
So graceful.
You can come in. Good morning. My proudest legacy will be that of peacemaker.
Peacemaker in the fire. Beautiful. Together, with like-minded leaders, we have a voice. Is it safe?
It is safe.
Everyone wants to know. So here it is. Hi, Mr. President. Congratulations.
Did you watch it?
I did not. Yeah, I will see it on the news.
That was
it opens tonight.
Yeah, it opens tonight.
Yeah, it opens tonight, and the left cannot wait till this fails. Like, all they're doing is talking about how it's failing. It's just opening tonight. They had a huge event at the Trump Kennedy Center, packed house, celebrities everywhere for the premiere, and it's out now in theaters. But I've been looking at social media today and just seeing so many posts of people with glee hoping it fails. I mean, I can't believe just how upside down everybody is with this wonderful woman. We would all love to have a friend like this, that's smart and articulate, that loves our country and loves her child and loves her family in such a great way. I mean, how do you not respect that?
Vin, in the normal world, I was saying to Delgado, in a normal world, and Delgado said it, if Trump was on the inside selling out America, She would be glorified because she is elegant and she's graceful and she's humble and demure. She's and stunning. And as you said, she's a brilliant woman. And it's just a shame that she has to wear such poop by default.
Right. Yeah. Think about it. She speaks 5 languages. Most Democrats, most liberals only know one, and it's a screaming shrill of a voice that we can't stand to listen to. Meanwhile, she's
with a whistle.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she's, like Paul said, articulate, brilliant, smart, and easy on the eyes.
I didn't notice that. I'm married.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back to some more news, headlines. Maybe we'll dive into some sports live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Friday night. Stay there. I got the worst leg cramp. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's the worst. That is the worst, man. I know that feeling so well. I get them once in a while.
Because I was trying to keep in the pain. I didn't want to scream like a sissy like I normally do.
Yes.
Like when I see a spider. Oh, my goodness. And
you could have just blown a whistle.
It was my hamstring. It all just like cramped up at the same time, and I couldn't straighten my leg. And I'm like, oh, my God, I'm going to fall off this chair. But I made it. I made it through. What happened? We lost Vin. Oh, okay.
Trying to fix that max headroomness he was going through.
Oh, dumb! I thought I was doing acid flashbacks.
You were.
Rav audience going to kill me.
There we go. I'm back. That little wardrobe change.
Oh my God!
He did a quick costume change.
Oh, man. I want to say hi to some folks on Facebook, if I can, guys, for 1 second. They've been messaging. Rob Jackson out there, your son Connor, who's a sheriff now, or assistant sheriff, I think, right? Yeah. Talk about that. We've got Arlene Crowell. Good to see you. Susan McGee. Who else is out there? Debbie Allen. She's been out there for a while saying hello. Sherry Merrill saying hi to Paul, saying hi to Delgado, myself. Sending her best over to Damon. Sherry Merrill. And Sherry, by the way, I'm sorry to say this, but I got my own milk duds. I had to buy my own milk duds because you haven't shipped any out lately. So,
dude, you know what? She maybe she's busy. Vin, she doesn't have time to ship milk duds.
She could be. Well, all I'm doing is pointing out a fact.
In between your decompression and your hunt for seashells on the shore, buy your own milk duds. Oh,
I did, and I just displayed it over here.
Holy
Thank
moly.
you. And they're 30% less fat is what I've heard about the new milk duds. It's fascinating when you read a label in a box. Thank you.
19 Cats from Hell says, I need more potassium. You know what? I didn't have any bananas today. You could be right. My leg just cramped right up. It's crazy. Broke Spoke is in the YouTubes.
He's 50% banana.
Depends on where you look. Bowser Roadkill is in the, along with Les Durham, Tina Morgan, and Glenn Irvin. Joey Balls is also in there. Gary S. All in the YouTubes. In the YouTubes. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice, Friday night on your TV screens. Are we on the radio tonight, Aaron, or are the Islanders playing another game? They are. They aren't. No, we're on. Awesome. 103.9 LI News Radio. Welcome to the program as well. LINewsradio.com if you're on your computers, of course, LINewsradio.com. You can also catch one of our pals Kevin Downey Jr., his radio show every morning, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, either on the radio live or you can tune them in on your computer, on your device, on your phone, whatever you want to listen to on linewsradio.com. So we appreciate you guys listening as well. I don't know if you guys saw this. And was this Damon's pick for the Fed chair?
Yes. I talked to him today about it, and I asked him, did he put $1,000 on Kalshi at 70-1? And he didn't like that joke.
Actually, there were even crazier odds like 2 months ago.
Yeah, well,
and he was talking about it.
Yeah, no, whatever it was astronomical. No, he didn't do it.
What up?
But he called it.
Yeah, he did.
He called it. And then the next day after he said that, I saw if anyone knows the PBD podcast, there's a guy on there named Tom who's super smart, really worth listening to. And he said the exact same thing as Damon. And I'm like, all right, my bet's no good. I lost. I had acid.
Well, if you haven't heard, President Trump did make his pick for the Fed chair. His name is Kevin Warsh. And this is, believe it or not, is igniting a fight over independence on Capitol Hill. Republicans are praising Warsh's experience, while Democrats question whether he'll maintain the independence from Trump. Republicans praise the track record of the nominee for chair of the Federal Reserve. As Democrats raise questions, like I mentioned, Trump formally nominated Kevin Warsh earlier today to the chair position, kicking off his confirmation process, immediately sparking questions from Democrats because, well, they just hate everything that could actually hate this country, that could help this country. Here is the president talking about this, talking about the nomination, cut number 8. His words on Kevin Warsh, cut 8.
He's going to want to do the same thing. I think that, yeah, I've had times when I think you've had to really have rate hikes too. But he's very smart, very good, strong, young, pretty young, and I think he's going to do good. I mean, he was the central casting guy that people wanted. Kevin was great. I tell you what, I met numerous people. Every one of them were fantastic, really fantastic. I wanted to keep Kevin here, and I thought that I called Kevin 1, Kevin 2. And we have, I said, it's going to be a Kevin. But, Kevin really has been fantastic at the White House. You all know him. You know him very well. And so we have Kevin W. Are you concerned?
Yeah, so Kevin Warsh is going to be heading up the Fed, while Kevin Hassett is going to remain at his job. Here he is talking about it, cut number 9, the other Kevin that was up for the Fed chair, who's been on a lot. I see him a lot on like the news, the cable business channels, CNBC, Fox Business News. See him a lot on those and talking to other hosts. Here he is talking about, finding out he didn't get the job, but he seemed pretty happy where he's at. Cut number 9.
No, I've got my dream job. You guys have been seeing me say that for months. I think President Trump made a great choice, and I'm really thrilled and humbled by all the kind things he said about me. The bottom line is that the economic team in this White House with Scott Bessent and Howard Lutnick and myself, I think we've been hitting on all cylinders, and it's a really bad time to change teams. You don't change quarterbacks when you're way ahead, and I really have high regard for Kevin, and we're going to put every effort that we have into getting him confirmed as soon as possible so that we can get the Fed moving in the right direction.
All right, so there's the other Kevin, Kevin 1 or Kevin 2. I'm not sure how Trump numbered them. Paul, you were saying, what are your thoughts on Kevin Warsh?
Well, obviously he got the guy he wanted who's going to, give him the interest rates he wants. He'll work in lockstep with what this administration wants, something we really have never seen on the at this level, and considering everybody was always a get along, go along, serve the machine guy since the Bush family, when you really think about it. So the Fed having a yes man in there, I don't know how it's going to work out, but since I trust Trump, I'm going to remain hopeful. But to me, when I hear people, going on about the Fed chair, it's like, to me, it's like people, and I don't know, like arguing for who their execution is going to be. Right. It's just a corrupt organization that has no place in our society or government. So I just find it, I don't know, I don't see I really don't see the use of the Fed anymore. It's time for it to be done. End the Fed is how I see it. But I did see that there's going to be a big fight about him getting in unless they drop the charges against Jerome Powell. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. That could be a sticking point. So we'll have to see. Any hesitation knowing who his father-in-law is?
Who's his father-in-law?
His father-in-law is Ron Lauder from the Estee Lauder.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't know that. So you can fill me in.
Okay. A little a little globalish, deep state-ish.
Corporate donor class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not shocking. Like Anderson Cooper is the Vanderbilts. You know,
Right.
It's Mika Brzezinski's father was Zygmunt, who was part of the PNAC mafia, who planned the globalist takeover of America. So it's all the same.
I don't see the Lauder family, though, at that level. I don't see the Lauder family really at that level to be super concerned. I mean, I would look at it this way. Number one, Trump is nominating him. Hence, the Democrats won't vote for him. Boom. Simple. So they're going to need one or two Democrats, a guy like Fetterman to go along. Number two, most every economist in the planet has acknowledged that we are in a really good shape with inflation and everything else. There's stability there. Interest rates should come down, but they're not. And so we need a new sheriff in town. Trump's picking a sheriff that he thinks at least understands the momentum we have. I'm sure he's not insisting he do everything Trump wants. There needs to be some independence, but for God's sake, we have a Fed chair right now that's just doing stuff because he hates Trump. At least we can have someone new in here that will look at things objectively and say, yeah, interest rates should be lower, and they should be lower. It's common sense where we are economically with inflation where it is and all these other pieces and trying to get costs down. I mean, it's just common sense. So I hope this guy gets in, and I'm glad Trump picked him. I've heard great things about him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, there are. I saw a bunch of things pop up on social media regarding this guy's father-in-law, where he's addressing I guess he's the president of the World Jewish Congress, demanding every nation adopt severe laws to jail citizens for speech he deems anti-Semitic. There's that part of it. There's a lot to unpack, and I'm sure now I've kind of pulled a string on Paul's sweater, and he's going to start looking into this guy.
Oh, here we go.
I'm searching it now.
Here we go. Little research.
That's great. It's all I need to do. Not sleep tonight.
So Paul will be getting a brand new tinfoil hat, specially made for this one.
Oh, it sucks.
He doesn't like the Fed anyhow. So Fed's right, Paul. You're anti-Fed as it is, right? So
100%.
That's a whole story to unpack. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and the Fed. That's all there is. We don't need it.
So we'll see what happens with that. Again, it was going to be one of Trump's picks that he wanted, either Kevin 1 or Kevin 2. And, the fact that the Fed operates on old data to begin with, it'll be nice to see somebody, if he's young and if he's, this guy's young and if he's more clued into how he thinks it should be more timely in terms of moving the rates to reflect what's going on. Hopefully that'll have a positive impact on you and I and the country. So we'll see what happens. But now I'm probably going to lose Paul for the rest of the show as he dives in looking into Ron Lauder. All right, that puts a wrap on hour number 1. Hour number 2 is coming up next. All we need is for you to stay with us live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice, and on 103.9 LI News Radio. We'll be back right after this. Stay there. That was a pretty good hour 1, I think.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, went fast for sure.
Lots of conversation.
I saw a funny comment today. There's the Girl Scouts are selling cookies outside of weed stores in L.A. What a brilliant move! Don't you think that's brilliant? Yeah.
That's
hey, you guys, you want some peanut butter cookies?
Oh, right, man. Totally.
That's hilarious.
Oh, Brian Belfort wants a third hour. What do you say, guys? You want to stick around? Erin's in.
Erin's totally in.
She
loves it.
Toots me goots.
I'll leave it on for you. You guys have fun.
Fran's got things to do.
Like sleep.
Go home and go to sleep. Yeah.
Not be here. Yes.
And de-thaw.
Too funny. See, now I'm going down that rabbit hole. Oh, my God.
I know it's a legit rabbit hole. I mean, there's background there, and I'm sure it's going to be like that for someone else too. So you got to go through that.
Yeah, the Girl Scouts were making so much money over there in L.A. Gavin Newsom made him buy a license.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He put about 30% tax on him.
So did Trump pick Powell?
Yes. He was convinced to pick Powell. They said he was going to be a good
That was
guy.
a McConnell pick.
That was right.
McConnell influenced Trump to pick a lot of people that we don't like now.
So did Christie.
Yes.
That's what I was kind of asking. Was that McConnell's doing?
Yeah, 100%. I remember that going down, and McConnell had his hands everywhere. And Trump, new to the whole thing, is like, okay, this guy is, the main guy. I got to work with him a little bit, and he did. He and the rest of them, and Pence, et cetera, they sold him down the river.
No doubt, Barr, the worst.
And he still did great despite that,
Yeah, true story. And if it wasn't for that man-made disease, the economy would have been booming like this we've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And the election might have gone differently, too.
Who thinks we should mic up Erin in the chat? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Should Erin be mic'd up?
I think she has a mic.
But always on for the
It's just
laugh.
a matter of her turning it on.
No, the self-censoring is important.
Yeah.
No mic for Fran.
Yeah, especially when you hear what she says about us.
Mr. Nolan thinks I'm trying to take over the world. He might be right. Put him back in Damon's trunk.
I wonder what he did get from those Russian girls. Anyhow.
I'm going to say bed sores.
Live from Studio 6B. Real America's Voice on a Friday night. Dish Network 219, Pluto TV 240, 1175 on Samsung TV Plus, Roku TV, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Select TV, channel 106. Also on your radio at 103.9 LI News Radio or linewsradio.com on your device. Follow us in all the socials, of course, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, Kick, Getter, Instagram, and Twitch as well. We welcome you all to hour number 2. We've got some more news. I've got some more stuff that we'll get to. Paul's got some more stuff he wants to get to. But let's go to Vinnie Mac right now down in West Palm Beach, Florida. He's got some stuff that he wanted to dive into, and it has to do with some radical stuff happening over at a Jewish temple. Correct, Vin?
Yeah. The whole vote for the funding to boost ICE and all that kind of stuff, and Swozy, who's voting, part of the New York contingency here, was actually going to vote in favor of that. And this group of just crazy people broke into or went and stormed a Jewish temple and were, giving him a hard time. And it turns out they influenced him to change his vote. That's really the story.
Really?
This small group of maniacs. And this is the case across the country in most issues. Like, it's usually this small group of maniacs that are extreme, that are crazy, and they get to these politicians. because they organized themselves, even though there's a small group of that. And Suozzi changed his vote because of it. And that says everything to me about just how screwed up our politicians are, and the fact that a radical group that goes into a temple and raises hell over that vote and causes this scene gets a congressman to change his vote. Is shocking to me, and I thought that was worth talking about because we've seen it before, haven't we? Yeah. We've seen these small groups influence so many things.
Yeah, it's called the Corleone family.
Yeah, pretty much. Leave the gun, take the cannolis. They have a total say in all that. And of course, after that, Suozzi apologizes that he initially voted yes to vote and now voting no. Like he had to apologize for that. You know, he's apologizing for supporting the police who were enforcing the law and arresting all these criminals that were led into this country. He's not apologizing for the fact that for 4 years the Biden administration let all these maniacs in, emptied their jail cells in Venezuela and Congo and everywhere else. No one's apologized for that. Nobody, not one Democrat has apologized for that.
It's amazing. Here is cut number 4. Here is Tom Suozzi from Long Island being confronted, and you know, like they said, it only takes 3%. A small group to affect change. This coming, I believe, from the CIA. And this is what happened to him. This is cut number 4. Check this out.
Suozzi, I know you voted to increase ICE funding, so I wanted to get something for you. This is an adult diaper for when you feed yourself. You're the type of leader we need right now. Someone who soils themselves with passion.
I didn't know we were doing gifts up top. I actually also have some gifts. I have some knee pads for you. You can use these while you blow Donald Trump.
I just would like to say really quick, as a Jewish man, I have never felt safer than when there is a masked Gestapo in the street.
All right, well, there you have it. There's a small group intimidating a U.S. House member into changing his vote because he's a weak, pathetic politician. Instead of standing up for what he firmly believed in, and he just folded like the cheap suit he's wearing. Just amazing.
And that's exactly it.
All the rich white kids.
Exactly.
Masked Gestapo. Just hear what the words that were spoken that got him to change his vote. Masked Gestapo. That's what he's referring to for police officers in the streets arresting criminals. That's how they're referring to these people. And this guy changed his vote over that type of rhetoric. It's disgusting. It's disgraceful. And it shows what a sad state our politicians are in. We need real people in office now that aren't going to be strong-armed for like 3 or 4 people that storm a temple. I mean, for God's sakes, it's just ridiculous. We need business people in there. We need people who aren't afraid to lose their job. I mean, that's what we need in there, not lifetime politicians like this guy.
Yeah, and that's the exact description of Tom Suozzi. If you're familiar with who this guy is, he's just another slick lifetime politician. Right?
Yeah, he's a local guy. We've known he's been a dirtbag since the second he ran for office. He's a punk. He makes me sick. He's one of those guys that what a coward.
Right. And you could tell he's kind of swarmy. Like if you were to shake his hand, you'd have to wipe your own when you're done with it. And it's just amazing that just a few, some terse words got to his feels. And now he can't sustain his self to actually stand up for what he actually believes in, what he thinks is right. He just caves.
Yeah. He proved those watch the language. Those jackasses. He proved them right. Because he's a coward. He's a punk.
He did.
So as a matter of fact, that what they bring him an adult diaper and knee pads. Yeah, I guess so. I guess it fits. They read him pretty right because he dropped down and he basically gave up as soon as they pressured him. Just amazing.
And he's not the only one. You know, you look at a lot of these clowns in Congress, both sides of the aisle, by the way, that get influenced by these things that are just meaningless. And it'd be one thing if they had a narrative that had some accuracy to it. You know, if you were actually debating an issue with the facts and you had a difference of opinion, hey, I can deal with that every day of the week. But not calling our guys Gestapo, calling them invaders, calling them Nazis, calling them all these names that they're not. And Swazi knows it's not true. I mean, he knows for a fact that this is not true, yet he changed his vote. That's just what we're seeing across the board. It's not just him. It's a symptom of all of these politicians, right and left.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's the social engineering where they keep on repeating a lie over and over and over again, and they get the mindless mutts to just get along and to behave in such a way, and it gives these frustrated people with no life some sense of purpose. You know, they're not going to go out there and feed homeless people. They're not going to go do something in an animal shelter. They're not going to go out and be productive in society or actually open a business and employ people. They're just going to go out there with their moral outrage, act like they're doing something. You know, even I'm talking about the ones that aren't getting paid. I'm talking about the morons who have absolutely no life, and this is how they feel some sense of purpose.
Right, like they're part of the group. Like, I'm special now. Yeah. You're not special. You're just
have friends.
Loser.
I can't believe it. This is what friends is like. It's like the first time they've ever had a real friend. It's pathetic.
It's amazing. And you know what? This is kind of similar to the Don Lemon thing, which we saw happen last week. Well, turns out, old Donnie boy. Well, it looks like
if this isn't like the greatest thing that Don Lemon, the race baiter, is going to go to jail for the KKK act.
Yes.
You can't get better than this.
Oh, my goodness.
This is the red meat I want.
Exactly. Former CNN anchor Don Lemon appears in court. Why? Because he was arrested. Finally, after being arrested to protest at the Minnesota church service that he supposedly just kind of showed up at last week. Well, the arrest comes almost 2 weeks after Lemon was at the anti-ICE protest that disrupted a service at a church in Minnesota. A source familiar with the matter said the grand jury was impaneled Thursday, and by Friday morning he was in bracelets, let out by FBI and Homeland Security. A law enforcement agency within the Department of Homeland Security were involved in the arrest. He appeared in federal court this afternoon and was released on his own recognizance. But here is Pam Bondi kind of reminding everyone, including these people that accosted Tom Swazi, about one of the things that you have a right to do. This is cut number 10. Check this out.
Make no mistake, under President Trump's leadership and this administration, you have the right to worship freely and safely. And if I haven't been clear already, if you violate that sacred right, we are coming after you.
Yes, Don.
And I'm going to write a nasty letter. Yes. Spam Blondie.
But at least they made the arrest of Don Lemon. If you don't remember, here's where he kind of, I feel like this is where he kind of blows himself up. And because he admits he knew what was going on and what was going to happen beforehand. Here's cut number 11. Check this out.
Into Minneapolis a little bit ago and did some
here it comes.
Some reconnaissance on the ground. I'm speaking to an organization there that's gearing up for resistance and protest. I've been pleasantly surprised to see the community coming together. Diverse community. If you see this, when we first pulled up, we're like, wait a minute, which operation are we at? And as it turns out, because we're like, well, this is kind of MAGA coded, right? Saw the American flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on.
Yeah,
I can't tell you
can blow him up here because he basically, I think he basically screws himself with his little video coverage that he did inside his vehicle, and then of course out in front of the venue right there. Here's another person who got arrested. Her name is Georgia Fort. She supposedly is an independent journalist as well, fellas. And this is what it looked like at her house this morning. Cut number 12. I love this. Cut 12.
You guys, I wanted to alert the public that agents are at my door right now. They're saying that they were able to go before a grand jury sometime, I guess, in the last 24 hours, and that they have a warrant for my arrest. I've talked to my attorney, and I'm being advised to go with them, I guess, down to Whipple. And My children are here. They're impacted by this. This is all stemming from the fact that I filmed a protest as a member of the media.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the victim. Yeah, you're the victim.
I'm sure that's it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Oh, I'm always the victim. Meanwhile, she was then placed under arrest shortly thereafter. She claims she's a member of the press. At one point, a female arresting officer can be heard telling Fort to hurry up and come outside. She's based out of Twin Cities over in Minnesota. She was arrested at her home at 6 a.m. this morning. I love when they roust them out of bed. I wish it were a little bit earlier, but you know what? Early and caught off guard is just the way I like my liberal, wacko, protesting, riot, race-baiting lunatics arrested. 4 a.m. would be nice. I could go with 4:15, 4:30, maybe 5. I'll take 6. As long as she sits in jail for a little while and has to deal with this. Awesome. Good stuff. All right, we'll take a quick break. We come back. More with Paul, more with Vin, more with you guys. Live in the chat as well. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice, and 103.9 LI News Radio. Stay there. Chat.
I don't know if you...
I sent you a text, Rick, if you can take a look at it.
I wanted to
Better not be any pictures of you.
Got to keep your phone up.
I wanted to talk about...
what's the song thing? Oh, yeah, you texted me about it.
That funky song going to break was cool.
I'll talk about it when we get back on. I don't want to say anything in the social yet.
Okay. All right, so we'll do it coming out of the break.
Yeah, that song was cool coming out of the break. Is that what you're talking about?
It'll just take a minute.
Oh, no. All right, so I wanted to talk about Tulsi being involved in Georgia. I mean, to me, that could speak to some... So if you want to go there, I'd like to. And plus, I have Tom Fitton, who's a beast. I got a clip of him talking about cleaning voter rolls. That guy's just... I mean, he's relentless. I see you got Neville Royce Singham in here. I'd like to... There's a lot of good stuff we got to get to. I'd like to put it to the chat, see what they want to talk about most. But someone wrote in the chat the what do you call it? The honeymoon's over for Spam Blondie. It's been over since probably week 7. Well, honestly, it was over the second she did that stupid stunt with the dossiers. That was so.
That's
pathetic.
why they got this deputy guy out, though. He's going to be doing most of the speaking going forward. You'll see.
Well, yeah, because she's
and maybe they're setting him up to take over from the top spot or not, but I'm still holding out hope and faith with her.
Patriot Deb in the chat said that there's some talk that Don Lemon resisted arrest. I didn't see that. Did you?
I didn't see that. I didn't see any video on it. I looked, but he was brought in. I don't think he was resisting arrest.
Hell, he's going to milk this for all it's worth, for publicity, for everything else. I mean,
yeah, he was so irrelevant. Now he's going to be relevant. He's going to be martyred. It's just going to be good for his business.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever this costs him financially, he'll get it back tenfold.
Morgan Freeman, at one clip of setting him straight when he was talking about, how racism and black people don't have a pants, and he's like, what? What are you talking about? Look at me.
Yeah, look at you.
And Lemon was like, what? What?
Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice, and 103.9 LI News Radio on a Friday night. Welcome back to the program. Paul Nolan's got some more news we'll be hitting in just a few moments, but Vinnie Mac has got a special announcement. I know we did the Somali waltz the other day. I guess, is there something else on the horizon there, Vin?
Well, let's talk about the J6 Choir, which our song went to #1 on Billboard in the country. Then the Somali Waltz hit the top 10. That is still out there, by the way. Download that song if you can. And I don't know if you guys have heard this, but Bruce Springsteen came out with a song, didn't he, about ice? Did you guys hear about that?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
It's called
What Happened to Bruce?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce now looks like Woody Allen, by the way. Very nice, Bruce. What happened to you? He was so cool there for a while. But Bruce came out with this ridiculous...
He turned into a liberal white woman.
It's a tool.
But he came out with this ridiculous song, and it's insulting for anybody that's ever liked Bruce Springsteen ever. But the people who love this country, he came out with a song that is so insulting. And I want everybody to know we do have a small announcement tonight. It's not ready yet. It's in the works. But Real America's Music, which has released 2 amazing songs, as you know, is working on a response song to the Bruce Springsteen song that we will be releasing soon. It is in the works with our incredible music department run by LJ Fino and the Zen Master, who's all about speaking the truth and fighting corruption and all the things that are out there. So stay tuned for a big announcement and a release of a brand new song that's a protest song against Bruce Springsteen's song, which I can't wait. So we wanted to let everybody know. Check it out. Be ready. It's coming out soon. And I'll be announcing that shortly.
So thanks for that update, Vin. Paul Nolan's got some stuff he's been talking about, thinking about, having to do with elections. And, you know, we see some of the news coming out of Georgia with the FBI rating the Georgia elections down there. Paul, what do you got on this?
Yeah, so the office and the director of national intelligence, Tulsi, is been sent down to Georgia, and I find this pretty interesting. The director of Gabbard recognizes election security is essential for the integrity of our republic and our national security. Olivia Coleman, the ODNI spokesperson, said, as DNI, she has a vital role in identifying vulnerabilities in our critical infrastructure and protecting against exploitation. We know through intelligence and public reporting that electronic voting systems have been and are vulnerable to exploitation. President Trump's directive is to secure our elections, and DNI Gabbard has and will continue to take actions within her authority alongside our interagency partners to support ensuring the integrity of our elections. So we talked about the Dominion machines. We've talked about the Smartmatic machines. We talked about Venezuela being part of the hub that has been very instrumental fighting down the AfD in Germany and, in France. And, we've watched every populist movement, including Brazil, get pummeled. And a lot of people talk about this is really started with Chavez. So if this leads to something bigger and showing that there is ways to attack the vulnerable machines, I'd like to see where this goes. I think this opens the door for some hope that maybe justice will be served, maybe crimes will be exposed, because without a fair election, without legitimate elections, we don't have a country.
Yeah, and you know what's going to take? They have to arrest and put in jail the right people, the people that are underlings, the people that aren't rich, the ones that got suckered into doing this stuff because they believed, I'm doing it to save the country, and all of a sudden they find themselves on the receiving end of justice, and like, wait, he told me to do it. Yeah. We need some of those. We need some of those whistleblowers, those people to flip, because that's where we'll find out who is actually in charge of all this stuff, and you can kind of go up the chain and figure it out. And then what really lends credence to this, I don't know if you saw Senator Mark Warner, the Democrat from Virginia. He was freaking out over the fact that Tulsi was in Georgia. He didn't like that at all, and he wants to know why she's there. And that kind of got my spidey senses tingling. Like, why does he care?
Oh, without a doubt, right? There's no. I saw the clip. I know you saw. That's a rat scared. That's somebody who knows the jig is up.
Yeah, it's amazing. He was questioning. It was posted all over social media. Why is Tulsi Gabbard at the FBI raid on the election office in Fulton County? He asked. Reuters photographers caught her in a photo wearing a baseball cap and talking on a smartphone while next to a vehicle loaded with the boxes. Her eyes turned towards the camera. Blah blah blah. And again, it's not only her. I guess a bunch of Democrats are kind of freaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I wonder why that is. Is there a little sunlight coming on to their shenanigans?
Yeah,
I wonder, Vin.
Yeah, a little sunlight on their lesions,
on their backsides.
Let's unpack this a little bit, because I've been fighting this battle, as I think I mentioned the other night on Facebook. So what you hear from the left is that was investigated. Judges said there was no problem.
Right.
You know, all these people looked into it and said there was no fraud or anything. Yeah, when the evildoers are checking out their own evil deeds, of course they're not going to find anything wrong with what they did, right? But now real people are in there looking with evidence and checking things out and seeing that, you know, thousands and thousands of votes mysteriously showed up, and that those votes can't be validated. That they actually were from people. And those votes, by the way, mattered, because these elections were so close in 2020. So they are going crazy because they're like, oh, we resolved this. We never resolved it. There's been no real investigation in any of this stuff, whether it's the machines or all those votes that came in. So I can't wait till some of this stuff comes out.
And especially because Fulton County admitted in court that 315,000 votes were verified that should have never been verified. They do not dispute that the tapes were not signed. It was a violation of the rules that they should have done. Procedures have to be updated. They admitted this in court. So this is not some wacko like, oh, you guys are just grabbing at straws. No, this is part of a court proceeding where the actual Fulton County officials admitted they did not properly sign tabulator tapes after the 2020 election, a violation of state regulations. The county also noted it misplaced other tapes and documents related to the controversial elections. So there's a bunch of stuff that happened in Georgia. We know that was like ground zero for some of these shenanigans.
Yeah, I wish I could remember the name of the big shots kid who got blown up in a car. Like, remember how much speculation that there was? There was so much. They were busted a bunch of times, and Sidney Powell is labeled a lunatic, and Giuliani's crucified, and we know Stacey Abrams got completely rich. The whole thing is such a sham down there, and free and fair elections. If we've got to get things like this cleaned up, codified to law, and never, ever happen again. This can never happen again.
No, and especially when you're talking about, I believe Georgia was decided by 11,000 votes, and we're talking about 315,000 votes.
Did you see there
that
was
mysteriously showed up?
Vin, did you see there was some report that said that every county win was by the same exact algorithmic formula, and everything was won by the exact same percentage in the same ratio, almost like a computer had something to do with fixing. Yeah, so
I didn't hear
that's
that.
on my X page.
Yeah, and there were some batches of votes that came in, over 100,000, that were all Biden, which is an impossibility. Well, There's no way that lines up.
Same thing from Beth Page. We had a Harrisburg, PA, similar there.
Yep.
So
all that stuff happening, and I'm glad. And like you said, Paul, it needs to be exposed. These people need to be exposed. All of this stuff, the whole system needs to be exposed and shown what the hell they did, so it never happens again. It's as simple as that.
Another reason why we voted for Trump, by the way. Another reason.
Exactly. And the reason why Tulsi's there is because Trump sent her there. So keep that in mind, Mr. Warner. Anyhow, all right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, Vin's got some more stuff. We'll dive into that next, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. Stay there. Chat, live in the chat. Ben,
Rick, what are you going to
what
next?
else did you want to go
when we come back?
There's so much report. Wherever you want to go, I'm good with. You're killing it though.
Ben, what do you want to start with?
Well, if you come, whenever you come to me, I think this thing that Bill O'Reilly's been talking about, this Chinese millionaire bankrolling Minneapolis agitators, that there's some
Roy Neville Singham?
smoke around that.
Yeah, let's do that then. Let's start there.
You talk about Roy Neville Singham?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm surprised O'Reilly's finally onto that. He's always, in my opinion, not one of my favorite. Dollar short, day late. But that guy Singham.
Well, at least he's on it.
Yeah, 100%, because he's got a huge audience. But that guy Singham is a bad mother effer.
Shut your mouth.
I'm just talking about Dirty Frank. Is that right?
Yes.
Skeet Man's Delgado is the man.
What do I do now?
Well, he said something about you're very handsome.
Aw.
No, but great job, dude.
Thanks.
Way to keep the pace going. This is fun.
Sparky Glenn, 1962, is in the Rumble Rant.
Sergeant Army's over at Rumble. Sarge.
Red Dog.
What up, Sarge?
LX 88108. Mike V. Kitty 92.
How you doing?
Hassan Pfeffer. That's the first time I've said Hassan Pfeffer tonight.
That's it. Color Revolution, LX.
Yeah.
Hassan Pfeffer, I like it.
Chris Cat. Do you want to touch him?
Someone said we're not live on Rav. Are we live on Rav, Fran and Aaron? I think we are, right?
Not during the commercials, generally.
I like that we could talk to the. I'm back on the Rumble chat, and you know what I've noticed? My Rumble feed now that I'm back on Rumble, it's everything I like. Where, like today, I searched something for Mike Benz on YouTube, and I had to narrow the search 18 times to get what I was looking for because Google just suppresses Mike Benz's work. I said.
Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Friday night. Also, if you're listening on 103.9 LI News Radio or linewsradio.com, we appreciate you joining us on this Friday night. Get ready for the weekend. Vinnie Mac is down in West Palm Beach, Florida, and Paul Nolan is here, right here in the studio with me here in New York, along with Fran and Aaron in the booth. I know we've got some more news.
I did not know that.
Yeah, well, of course you did. We told you earlier.
We couldn't be a show without that.
Let's wing our way down to the sunny shores of West Palm Beach with Vinnie Mac. Vin, what's going on? What else is on your radar in terms of news?
Well, there's a story out now. Bill O'Reilly picked it up. It's been covered by Fox News, too. I thought we'd talk about it tonight because it's validating what we all have already known. Like when you know something's going on, except you just don't really have that extra piece of proof to say that it really is happening, all you get is people on the left and others saying, a conspiracy theory. And I can tell you something about conspiracy theories, and I learned this from the Zen master himself here at RAV, because he's been doing this, for a long time with Real America's Voice. He actually founded and built the network. And he told me, he goes, conspiracy theory is only good for 6 months because it turns into reality after that. That's what we see on a regular basis with these lies they perpetuated out there about Trump and everyone else. Well, the whole idea of these protesters in Minnesota in particular being paid is starting to get some meat on the bones here. There's a bad actor out of China, of all places. Neville Roy Singham is his name. Apparently bankrolling these protesters. It's not just George Soros, folks. And I never thought it was just George Soros. He's the shiny object to look at. But this guy, who we see up there on the screen, has been bankrolling these Minnesota protesters. Yes, paid protesters. All this outrage is paid. These are actors. actors going to create outrage, and then we have a bunch of lunatics on the left that then get them engaged to join the whatever the argument is, which we know is ridiculous. So things are coming out now. They are checking this guy out. They are investigating it. But when China starts getting into our protests and paying people, we got serious problems with that. We got problems with anybody paying them to do it. But when a foreign actor, particularly probably our biggest enemy, is funding through this millionaire, because he's not doing it alone. The Chinese government clearly knows what he's doing. They don't operate like that. He's not just independently throwing money out. This is one of those stories, Paul. I know you've been on this type of thing for quite a while. I'd love to hear what you think about this, and maybe you got a little more color to it too.
Well, yeah, and these are the guys who, like you said, Soros has obviously been at this forever, but he's one of those guys who's getting in on the act because it's good for his business too. So, and this is the stuff that I freak out about with USAID, and they run cover for these guys. Like I wrote an article, I put it on my X feed about the National Endowment for Democracy. It's a small 2-minute read, but if you can follow me, if you don't mind me indulging, it's Paul_Eggs Nolan. It talks about how these places get funded outside of just Congress and U.S. government. Your taxpayer money is paying for the destruction, of your cities. We watch them burn down, and there's nothing to see here. And Chaz is the summer of love. The nonsense, and the media funds it, and it doesn't end. So I'm glad you're bringing this guy up, because he's got his hands in so many NGOs. The list is it's too many to list. Same with
Wait till this summer. Yeah. This summer, I was talking when I was on, I think, it was last night, I think we were talking about it. This summer, just wait. There's no chance, I don't think it's 0% that the left will not suddenly put up protests all over the country. They're going to be everywhere because of the midterms. They're going to be people funding and doing these. The smartest thing the Trump administration can do right now, to the points we've been making about Pam Bondi and so on, is start taking action now. Yeah. We have to take action now to start taking that money out of it. Then we can control it. If it's just people protesting that are, kind of left-wing nuts, we can handle that. But when they send in and bus in paid protesters with narratives and the whole, all the stuff they do, it's harder to manage.
Yeah,
should be interesting.
Especially, real quick, when you see who this guy's married to. I did a quick search. You know who he's married to?
I'm burning out right now.
The name is irrelevant, because if I said the name Jody Evans, you'd be like, well, who the hell's that? But I'll mention.
She owes me money.
What she started there, Vin, a little organization called Code Pink.
Yeah.
Right. So this is like part of the family business. This is how they roll. This is what they are all into. He married one of the people that created Code Pink. He has financial ties and operations laundering money through India as well as China. I mean, this guy's as swarmy as they come.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They know that places like the National Endowment for Democracy and USAID, they know it's like a DJ. They bring pretty girls to dance, and when the thing is starting, everyone's relaxing, having a few drinks, and then a couple girls go out and dance. The next thing you know, the dance floor is full. It's the same thing with the herd mentality with these protests. They know that if they get a bunch of wackos out there leading the charge, the morons are going to follow. So if we could stop funding them, maybe we have a chance to let there be, if it's an organic uprising like the Tea Party,
right,
which gets co-opted, or a right-left unity thing like Occupy Wall Street before it got compromised by the National Endowment for Democracy, by USAID, by CIA, essentially. Mm-hmm. Anything that has real teeth to it gets redirected too. Like the Tea Party got completely ruined. So anyway,
that kind of reminds me of this clip. I played a few clips of this, and I think you were here because I saved it for you, Paul. Of Mike Benz. He had this. Well, Vin. Mike Benz does great stuff on this. The guy's got a mind like I can't believe, where he can pull out details and facts about things.
It's unbelievable.
He's got a post on his X account that I just reposted now, just a matter of fact, from back in June. But I reposted it right now as we were talking. The CIA, How to Start a Riot Guide.
Oh, I just posted that again today. That was,
Did you?
Yeah, 8-minute clip.
Shows use of hiring professional criminals, agitators to get ethnic minorities, minority groups, student groups, and unions angry against a government, then trigger riots of 10,000 people with just 100 agitators.
That's it.
That's all you need. You got to lay out money for 100 people, and they'll do the rest. That's kind of the way the CIA has been operating in other countries. And guess what? They brought it here.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it unfold in Minnesota because, let's face it, ICE is doing this stuff all over the country, but why is it only freaking out in Minnesota?
Yeah, well, because to distract from all of the corruptions that's there. So, I mean, they know they're busted. So what do you need to do? You need to create a massive distraction. So if I could just indulge a little bit of this article that I wrote today. NED was created in 1983, and it was technically private, which is adorable because it's funded mostly by you and Congress. So, yes, your tax dollars are laundered through a nonprofit sent overseas to promote democracy. So just relax, trust the process, because there's really nothing to see there. But here's the backstory. Before the 1980s, the CIA was running covert political operations all over the world, funding opposition parties, manipulating elections, propping up friendly movements and toppling unfriendly ones. Then Congress finds out, Americans got mad, hearings were held, and very serious faces were made. So Washington gets away with what it does as always, and they didn't stop. They just rebranded. Instead of the CIA doing it quietly, they created NED so they could do it out loud. Same mission, same outcomes, new logo, nonprofit status, problem solved. And one of NED's co-founders admitted when they were doing this, they did what exactly CIA had done for decades earlier, and it wasn't conspiracy theory, you know. Now it's just out in the open. So NED doesn't need to overthrow governments directly. That would look bad. Instead, it funds the people who apply the pressure. It bankrolls activist groups. It trains political organizers. It funds independent media. It supports labor movements and opposition parties. And here's the funny part. It almost never does this in countries that totally agrees with Washington. What a coincidence. We're told that this about supporting civil society. But civil society apparently only counts when it lines up with U.S. foreign policy. Otherwise, there's no grants for you. And when a protest erupts and government wobbles and regimes collapse, Washington steps back and says, wow, who could have seen this coming? Yeah. So it must have been the will of the people. It must have been totally organic. Just like their funding. So when foreign governments call this interference, regime change, political subversion, or instead of denying it, the U.S. response is basically, no, it's different. We're doing it legally now with NED. So they stopped using black budgets. They started using nonprofits. They stopped calling it covert action. They started calling it democracy. And we're supposed to nod along like it's progress. Because Washington, when corruption gets exposed, it doesn't get punished. It just gets a better PR. So that was a little bit of my rant. I cut it short, but if you want to see a couple of those, I do those usually every day or two on my X.
Yeah, and I mean, the most recent example is going to be the one I'd point out would be Ukraine. Back in 2013, when they started when they're like, hey, they just had an election and they voted for a guy who likes Putin more than he likes us. We got to overthrow that guy.
And the first one they did was in 2004, called the Orange Revolution. Right. Then the 13-14 was the Maidan Revolution, and it worked like a charm.
Yeah.
They got exactly what they wanted. And who was in charge of that? Victoria Nuland. Right. Who's the head of NED? I'll give you one guess. Victoria Nuland's running the shot. You can't make it up.
Yeah. And again, you need a small amount of people. According to this, the Mike Benz piece, I'm looking at tab F, use agitators, including hiring professional criminals to manipulate mass meetings, like we just saw, over in Minneapolis and on Long Island. Let's see. That can result in general violence. And tag G, this one's interesting because this is recent, creating a martyr for the cause.
Yep. Huh. What a shot.
And doing a whole doing a whole glamour shot and fixing him up so he looks better.
Yeah.
Right?
Who else uses paid protesters, by the way? Who else? Let's think about this a second. What other countries use paid protesters? Hang on a second. Let me really go deep here. Russia?
Yep.
China?
Yep.
Iran?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Places where there are dictatorships where people have no rights to speak or do anything. The people that protest are paid by those governments to create whatever narrative the government wants. That's what we're having in our country. That's what's been happening here that we have to unwind and stop. And the CIA and any of the other groups around that, if they're involved in that, to Paul's point with everything he was going over, I mean, it's disgraceful. What's the difference between our country and those countries then?
Yeah.
You know, if that can have an effect.
Right. It's like the, what do you call it, the Seditious Six, they call it, when they released that video.
Yep.
Right?
Coordinated.
Yeah. Don't take illegal orders. Well, what are you talking about? What illegal order are you talking? Just in case. We just want to make it just in case. Just in case if you ever see an illegal order, you shouldn't take it.
Exactly.
Unbelievable. Anyhow. All right, we'll take a quick break. We got one more segment to go on this Friday night. We'll go around the room. We'll give everybody one more shot. See what the good stuff you got left in queue.
Hey, thanks for letting me.
Live on Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Friday night, 103.9 LI News Radio. We'll be back. Stay there. Chat, live in the chat one last time on a Friday night.
So I might as well, instead of me trying to type this, I put this in in the Rumble chat. There were the Pussy Riots that happened in Moscow at the Cathedral of Christ Savior. That was also an operation run by USAID, National Endowment of Democracy, essentially the CIA's NGO, and it was meant to disrupt the streets and the people of and destabilize Russia. Somehow or another, they paid these girls to act the fool and do some really horrible things, I guess, at a church in 2012. And it's just, and by the way, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of Russian bots constantly enhancing the hate in our Twitter feeds and in our, in our social media. Mm-hmm. They see this unrest and they love it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They love it.
I've seen stuff like that. I've definitely seen stuff like that.
Yeah. You're seeing it too.
Hey, I got to do a shout out here, Paul, for 1 second, if you can, while we're in socials. We have two really amazing people checking us out on Facebook, and I wanted to acknowledge them out of Canada, of all places, out of Canada. Wonderful Canadians, by the way. I know them very, very well. Kelly and her mom are out there, and we wanted to give them a special Live from Studio 6B shout out and a hello from Real America's Voice. Thanks. And Mom, are you going to get those red trimmed glasses like Kelly has? I want to know if you got those, because if you get those, I want to see them on you. If you're as beautiful as your daughter, which I know you are. So anyhow, giving them a shout out. Thanks for watching.
Cool. Boy, I'm fired up right now. I'm jacked up on caffeine. I got a nap before.
What do you got going over there? A couple of Red Bulls flying through?
I might take that Adderall stuff.
Why, you got a bridge game coming up?
Yeah.
Maybe Pinochle this weekend? Pinochle?
Pinochle.
What the hell is Pinochle?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Ricker says Antifa is a queer death cult. That sums it up. It's great. Sparky knows what's going on. Sparky Glenn, USAID Ned did a lot of bad things around the world in the name of democracy.
Yep.
Well said.
It's always an assault on democracy. live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice at 103.9 LI News Radio. Welcome back to the program. Vinnie Mac is in West Palm Beach. Paul Nolan is here with me in New York. We're freezing. He's fine. Shut up, Vin. We don't want to hear about your weekend in the sun. We're tired of it. And you and your freshly tanned skin and your white teeth.
Thank you.
We hate you.
Thank you. Saint-Tropez tan. Thank you. They're supposed to get snow this weekend in Sarasota, I heard. So bad weather is coming this way to Florida. No, I just actually heard that.
Is Pablo Escobar coming to your house?
No, he's going out for snow cones. That's what he's getting. Anyhow, let's go around the room one more time. Vin, let's kick it off with you in West Palm. Anything else on your radar you want to make sure you cover tonight?
Yeah, an incredible story. I mean, every time I see these, I mean, shake my head. I feel like I'm shaking my head 24/7 because the news sometimes is so crazy. But I don't know if you guys heard about this. ICE attempted to apprehend a sexual predator in Minneapolis. They went to apprehend this guy. He fled, and he went into the Ecuadorian consulate, who then blocked ICE from entering it. So now this guy's hiding in a consulate. Who else is going to protect criminals in this country that we are allowing to get protection? Who else? I mean, they're shielding and hiding all of these bad people. They're interfering in our ability to arrest really bad people. This isn't someone who's just, it came here illegally, which he should be arrested for doing that, by the way. This is a sexual predator coming in from another country, who snuck in through the Biden open borders and might sexually abuse somebody in this country. And I don't think any of us want to know anybody that this somebody abuses. Any kid, any adult, whomever that is, with this sexual predator, we want them off the streets. So this guy flees and runs into the Ecuadorian consulate. The last time this happened, that was when that guy that got shot intervened, and the guy they were trying to arrest actually got away. This has happened so many times. So the Ecuadorian consulate should be taken to task here by our State Department, because they can't shield this guy. At least they know where he is, right, guys? But they can't shield this guy. Can you believe this is happening in our country, where criminals are being protected?
Yeah, it's called the Democrat Party.
It's unbelievable.
I know. It's not shocking to Delgado. I get shocked every day because I am just this like pay it forward, positive thinking guy on everything, and I can't believe people will do these types of bad things. Call it naive, and I admit it. I am naive in that way because I just have such a good heart, and I can't believe people don't have the same. And when I see this stuff, it drives me crazy.
It's true, Vin. I got to tell you, you're like the eternal optimist, but this stuff will jade you, man. It's crazy. It's just amazing how much corruption is happening in every state. There was another big break Dr. Oz did in California. They have these hospice facilities that have now built, I think, between $5 and $10 billion. And they just started breaking this open in a similar fashion the way they did down in Minnesota. Yeah. And we're going to see it in Maine. We'll see it in Ohio. We're going to see it in Oregon. We're going to see it in Washington. We're going to see it in Arizona. It's happening everywhere. It's just happening everywhere, and it's all of. And you wonder why, like, you bust your butt, and you go to work, and you're fighting the good fight. And if you're lucky to make $100,000 the month of January, February, March, April, and the first 2 weeks of May goes to the government, and then you're allowed to have your money.
Right.
Think about how sick this system is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate. It's too bad. All right, Paul, anything that you wanted to hit one last thing before the end of the show?
We didn't do any sports, but I don't know if you saw this. There was the owner of the New York Giants is in the emails, and
emails of what?
Of the Epstein emails.
Oh, really?
Okay. Epstein was procuring girls from Steve Tisch. So when you're wondering why the Giants are the worst franchise in football the last 15 years, the owner had other priorities, maybe. I don't know if you know this, but Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, he visited the Pedo Island, apparently. There is an email now, that shows that Badami's mom was mentioned in Epstein files about a film she directed. Who knows what that's got to do with? And what's his name? Andrew of Windsor appears to be doing some creepy things to a girl in a photo on the cover of the Post. I will put that on my X feed, Paul_Eggs Nolan, and I appreciate you following me. I'm almost an influencer. I got 4,400 people.
You're an influencer, man, no matter what.
Yeah, you're definitely influenced.
Yeah.
To do what? I don't know.
I have no idea. But that's it. I'm good, and I want only what Ben's got.
All right, very good. Here's the last thing I've got, and this is newly released surveillance footage captured a tense moment when a suspect breached a TSA checkpoint in an Atlanta airport last year, only to be swiftly tackled by a bystander. Why are we only finding out about this now? I don't know, but it happened last year. Check out this clip here. I think it's E2. Watch. The guy is running. You see him running on the camera. Now he's going to skip the line. He's going to go underneath the barriers there, and then all of a sudden he pushes his way through the gate. Watch this. At security. Here he comes. The TSA agent tries to stop him, gets knocked down, and what happens? Good guy out of nowhere comes and body slams him to the ground.
Yes.
Love it. The police released the footage through an open records request just the other day, showing the incident unfolding on October the 30th at Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport. The suspect was identified as 40-year-old Fabian Leon. He was later charged with simple battery and avoiding security measures. In the footage, Leon appears to rush through the airport attempting to enter the TSA checkpoint. There he is encountered by a TSA officer who starts yelling breach, but a bystander named Mark Thomas, we should hats off to this guy, turns around and without hesitation, as you could see, he quickly lunges at Leon, grabbing him, lifting him up, and body slamming him to the ground until the rest of the other TSA agents could make their way over and put this guy under arrest. So you know what? See something, say something. And this guy's in this instance, it was see something, slam something. He put this guy on his ass, Ben.
I saw something this morning, and I want to say something. I woke up this morning, I rolled out of bed, I put the TV on, I put on ESPN, and there was the semifinal of the Australian Open with Novak Djokovic against Jannik Sinner.
Oh, that's right.
And the 38-year-old...
Sinner's #1, right?
Sinner's #1 in the world, and Djokovic is 38 years old, playing in the semifinals of the first Grand Slam of the year, and he beat him. I watched the last set. I couldn't believe it. It was fantastic to see. I think as we get older, guys, it's always great when you can look back and have that moment against the youngsters, and you see a lot of athletes that might have that. Tom Brady had that, sort of when he got to Tampa, and you see a lot of other athletes experiencing that. And I'm really just thrilled, and I wanted to call it out today for Novak Djokovic. I hope he wins in the final. I'd love to see the GOAT in tennis. Roger Federer has been my favorite, but I am pulling for Novak to win the Australian Open. Well done, my friend.
All right, and when is the final? Is that Sunday?
Sunday at 3 a.m. It's in Australia, so it's a big time difference there.
All right, so it'll be Sunday where the men's final. Do we know what about the women's final is going to be tomorrow? I don't know who's in that. We could have had that from Slick, but he's out dancing to Prince songs tonight. He'll be back on Monday. In the meantime, that puts a wrap on a Friday night. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. As always, we salute our military, active and retired, our first responders, EMTs, firefighters, police, everybody working the front lines, even, of course, Border Patrol and the ICE agents out there. Thank you guys for what you do. Everybody on the show, of course, we appreciate it. Thank you for watching on a Friday night, kicking off your weekend. We just appreciate it. Thank you so much. In the chats, everybody joining us throughout the entire show. We will see you on Monday. Send your best out to Damon and his family as his dad continues to mend on the mend after surgery. So we hope we get some good news on Monday from that. In the meantime, have a great weekend. As always, we appreciate it. Aaron and Fran in the booth. Paul, Vin, you guys at home. Peace.
most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
My husband called his final book, Stop in the Name of God, because resting in God's grace is what our world has forgotten to do. So just stop and listen, believe and rest, because this is Charlie's final and greatest message to all of us.
I'm actually finishing a book. So I actually don't work one day out of the week. So I take a Sabbath every Saturday. Turn my phone off, no work, just kids, just family. It's an amazing blessing. Every Saturday, totally off. It's amazing how much work you can get done in 6 days, though.
I believe that honoring the Sabbath is the commandment that allows you to honor the other 9 commandments. When you're honoring the Sabbath, it's easier to have no other gods before God because that day is built in time as a temple, as a sanctuary to put God first, to not have idols.
If you are feeling overrun by society, you might be feeling depressed.